It's a super fantastic summer. First, we got a Superman that nailed the character's essential positivity. It's the new punk rock. Now we have the first Fantastic Four movie to live up to the sense of exploration and adventure set by this.
Now wipe out New York City!
It's clobbering time.
It's especially fitting since each one's debut in 1938 and 1961 became the cornerstone of their respective universes. I hope you caught my ranking of all the Superman cartoons. So now it's the Fantastic Four's turn to get ranked. What's the world's greatest adaptation of the world's greatest comic magazine? So get ready for some takes hotter than the Human Torch. It's cartoon watching time. So, as much as I love the unreleased movie from 1994, I was reminded that there has been one other movie that nailed the Fantastic Four. Because the Incredibles understood that the true appeal of the Fantastic Four has always been the family. Mr. Fantastic, the Invisible Woman, the Human Torch, and the ever-loving blue-eyed Thing. They are one family, and that family is the Fantastic Four. Their constant quest for knowledge has encompassed alien worlds, giant cosmic entities, magic, underground kingdoms, undersea kingdoms, ruled by the guy she told you not to worry about, and the most wondrous, phantasmagorical locale of all, Brooklyn. That's what I was looking at for each of these, how well they got across that wild sense of adventure in the Mighty Marvel manner, and how well they balanced it with the family dynamics we love. And because why not, each one is going to get its own award. I worked on my high school yearbook.
Wow, that's like waltzing with a freight train.
Unlike with Superman, this isn't a case where I reluctantly choose something to go last. Fact is, this one barely belongs on the list.
There are laughs galore when Fred and Barney meet the Thing.
Despite that blatantly misleading title, Fred and Barney did not, in fact, meet the Thing. The show was a packaging of two different series from Hanna-Barbera. The new Fred and Barney show was The Flintstones. So, The Thing starred skinny high schooler Benji Grimm. When danger strikes, or when the Yancey Street gang is making trouble, Benji slips away and...
Bing ring, do your thing!
What a revolting development.
X-Men Evolution, this was not.
Look at me, the idol of millions, directing traffic.
Like I said, this barely counts as a Fantastic Four adaptation. In fact, it originally wasn't one. Fred Silverman, the president of NBC, saw a proposal from Hanna-Barbera about a kid with a magic ring. He thought they should use a known character, and thought the Thing might attract the same kids who were watching The Incredible Hulk.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
It did not. That December, Fred and Barney started a new collaboration with the Shmoo, another character far removed from his original context. The show is mostly forgotten, but if you've read the amazing comic run by Matt Fraction and Mike Allred, you know why this one wins Best Source of a Decades Later Callback. I was curious to revisit this one. I had been interested in what I saw of it at the time, but between the show's scheduling issues and the issues I was having with my cable at the time, it came and went in a matter of weeks. The show has the most dynamic and consistent animation of any Fantastic Four adaptation. Like a lot of shows in the mid-aughts, it has the hyped-up pacing of an energy drink commercial. Much less enjoyable is some of the voice acting.
Thanks for my powers, Dr. Evil, but I'm getting out of here before you grow me an extra head or something.
Johnny, wait!
I'm sorry, Reed sounds like an emo teenager.
It's simply incredible.
For simultaneous mutation to occur in so many species, and for them to stage a sophisticated, coordinated assault.
I get they were going for an anime vibe, but what is going on with Johnny's hair? There's a good assortment of familiar characters. No Galactus, but there are Skrulls, Mole Man, the Negative Zone, and lots of Doom.
I'll tell you what I want, Susan. Your complete and utter destruction.
And some Marvel guest stars. The Hulk. Ant-Man. Longtime friend of the team, She-Hulk.
Don't make me angry, big guy. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Iron Man. Squirrel Girl. And a random photographer who, due to rights issues, is no one you know.
Hi, my name's... Yeah, whatever. So the plan is...
But I had to rank this down because the aggressive pacing can get exhausting. And the digital processing on the animation made it harder to really engage with. It looks nice, but a lot of the time it feels lifeless. And seriously, Johnny's hair. There is one thing this show does that the other ones don't. That's why this one wins only adaptation to make room for Willie Lumpkin.
It's so good to see you again, human. A torch, a human torch.
You gotta honor the lore.
Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Girl, The Thing. Now together with Herbie the Robot, the new Fantastic Four.
To address the elephant in the room, yes, if you have any knowledge of this one, it's that A, the Human Torch isn't there, and 2, Herbie the Robot is. And he ruined the show, man! Herbie did not ruin the show. Just like with Scrappy-Doo, the problem isn't that Herbie is there, it's that the torch isn't. The extremely compressed version is that the Human Torch was licensed separately to Universal, with the hopes of making him part of their Marvel TV universe. That never happened, but it did keep Johnny from appearing on the Fantastic Four. Stan Lee was the lead writer on the show, and instead of slotting in a different superhero, he decided to add a robot. Because it was the late 70s, the golden age of cute robot sidekicks. At the time, Jack Kirby had just made a much publicized move back to Marvel, after his earlier much publicized move to the Distinguished Competition. Since he was now back in the fold, it made sense for him to design what came to be known as Herbie the Robot. Kirby ended up doing storyboards for the show, which are absolutely beautiful, just classic Kirby. But then, those beautiful Kirby storyboards were put through the assembly line limited animation process. And while Kirby was a master of storytelling in comics, it turns out the pacing of comics is very different to that of animation.
Dr. Doom, and after them, the world itself shall lie helpless at my feet.
In comics, time is compressed. A lot of dialogue happens in every panel. When you try to do that in a cartoon, you end up back at this.
You are big, my friend, but not big enough.
Though the overall experience ended up being a negative one for Kirby, it did lead him to a fruitful new chapter in his career.
Thundar, the Barbarian.
Thanks to Lee and Kirby, the new Fantastic Four wins most Marvel cred. The early to mid-90s were the era of
the animated series,
Batman,
the animated series,
X-Men,
the animated series,
Spider-Man,
the animated,
Highlander, and the Fantastic Four.
The animated series.
The show aired along with Iron Man,
the animated,
as part of the Marvel Action Hour.
Hi, true believers. You may think you know the origin of the Fantastic Four, but until you see the far-out version we have waiting for you, you've only scratched the surface.
As befits the animated series label, this was the most ambitious adaptation, with most of the major characters and storylines represented. That first season does suffer from some rushed animation, and some of the voice acting is...
Oh, Ben! He went out the window! I heard the glass breaking! Oh.
The second season brought some cast changes and improved animation, as well as bringing in a good assortment of Marvel guest stars. The Thing later guest starred on the 1996 Incredible Hulk series, which apparently did not rate the
animated series.
This one wins only Fantastic Four adaptation to go more than one season. Now, I'm pretty sure my pick for the top spot is going to provoke some discussion, so let me make my case and let me know what you think. The first Fantastic Four cartoon premiered in 1967. It was by Hanna-Barbera, which again means limited animation, but compare that to what Marvel was doing the year before.
Footsteps.
By 1967, Hanna-Barbera had their superhero game dialed in. The Herculoids, Dino Boy, Birdman, and...
Space Ghost!
All those shows featured beautiful character designs by comic book veteran Alex Toth. I have to ask though, Galactus looks wrong like that, right? Also, this was before there were quite so many content restrictions on perceived violence. Many of the episodes were adapted directly from those early Lee and Kirby stories. They had to do a lot of condensing, especially for ambitious ones like the time they crammed the entire Galactus trilogy into one episode. But the fast pace kept things from getting boring, and, truthfully, kept kids from questioning the logic of things. I have to call out the music. That cool Hanna-Barbera action jazz by Ted Nichols. And Hanna-Barbera used some of the best voice talent in the industry, including my favorite of all time, Paul Frees.
Galactus is not evil. He is above good or evil. Oh boy, just what we need. Philosophy.
What puts this in the top spot is the unique alchemy of Silver Age Marvel with Hanna-Barbera in their prime. Both had a certain primary colored mid-century simplicity. Both were considered cheap entertainment for kids, which was not untrue. But both were among the best at producing cheap entertainment for kids. There's an honesty about what it is that makes it beautiful. That's why, even though Galactus just looked wrong without his purple, this show wins closest in spirit to its source material. Before I go, honorable mention to the 1998 Silver Surfer series, which took great care to bring Kirby's recognizable style to the screen, as well as the Surfer's verbosity.
So many memories, and yet as swiftly as they appeared, they did vanish, returning to their prison inside my own mind.
The Fantastic Four haven't had a fondly remembered, semi-definitive TV adaptation like some of their contemporaries. It's been almost 20 years since World's Greatest Heroes. That's the longest we've ever gone without a Fantastic Four cartoon. My hope is that with the Fantastic Four back out there, we'll get a new animated take. Imagine a Fantastic Four series in the vein of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, bringing Kirby's style to life with modern animation. Whatever form it takes, it's time Marvel's first family got their due on TV. I don't know what else there is to say except like, subscribe, and Excelsior!
Slab bulkhead.
Fridge large meats.
Punt speed chunk.
Butch deadlift.
Thick McRunfast. We put our faith in Blast hard cheese. Buck plank chest.
Stump Junkman.
Dirk hardback.
Rip steak face.
Bob Johnson. Oh wait.
Oh, I've been coming down the coast slow and easy, kicking back.
Big McLarge Hughes.